Hey guys, good morning. In my opinion, the owners or board of directors for TikTok and a few select parents should be charged with involuntary manslaughter for this new viral trend called the door kick challenge. Let's get into it. Now, I first want to give a public service announcement to my subscribers and audience that I apologize for this video, okay? I've done 3 videos in a row talking about youth and smartphones, and now I'm going to do a 4th, okay? And the second public service announcement I want to make is to you youth who are watching these videos, okay? If you happen to stumble on this video and you're under the age of 18, please, if you could do me a favor, please delete TikTok and unsubscribe or uninstall it, delete your account, everything you need to do to get off that piece of garbage, okay? It is horrible content for you to be ingesting into your brain, okay? So please do not follow these stupid viral trends because they are horrible for society and it can get you hurt, to be honest. So please do me a favor and do that. So this morning, I unfortunately saw a story of a tragedy of an 11-year-old who went along with this TikTok trend and lost their life in Texas. I think it happened a day or 2 ago, and it's disturbing to say the least. Now, who's at fault? You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, okay? And it also takes a village to take down a child these days. That's what it feels like to me. And so let's talk about who's at fault here. For sure, TikTok allows this to happen. They allow it to happen on their platform. They have billions of dollars coming in revenue from advertisers that they could have software engineers and AI. We talk about AI enough on this platform that the AI could determine what is good and what is bad for society. And they just do not seem to care one bit about anyone in the United States, for that matter, and their psychological brain going on here. And so TikTok, I think, is probably 50% at fault, okay? They should be charged, and the board of directors should go to jail, to be honest. And then item number 2 is the parents, guys. This incident happened at 11 p.m. for an 11-year-old. Why is an 11-year-old out on the streets trying to do a TikTok viral thing to residents in a neighborhood, okay? That kid should be inside, going to sleep, to go to school the next day, okay? And then they allow that kid to be on social media when he shouldn't be. It's actually, I think, against the law for anyone under 13, okay? So the question is, should these parents be charged with involuntary manslaughter, guys? I believe they should be as well, okay? We recently had a case here in the state of Michigan from that Oxford shooting that happened, okay? Oxford High School, 2 or 3 years ago. The parents, they were called the Crumbleys, and they were charged and convicted in Michigan for involuntary manslaughter for being negligent about their child, okay? Extremely grossly negligent, guys, at the end of the day. And of course, there's people who support them and all that. But guys, let's be responsible adults here. Are we adults? Yes or no? Is that the question? You know, it seems to me we are not adults these days. We're just letting the whole world crumble based on these stupid smartphones and apps. For children 10 years old and 11 years old to get their hands on this and then to follow some stupid trend. And now we have a loss of life and we have a ruined life on the other side. The person who actually, you know, had the weapon and actually did that to a child, their lives are ruined as well. Even if they don't go to jail because, you know, probably Texas has a defend your home policy. Even if they don't go to jail, their life is ruined, okay? You know, after going through that with a child, you know, knowing that you did that, they're done. That's just sad, to be honest. We got to think differently in this country. I mean, I believe in freedom and capitalism to a point, okay? I believe that capitalism needs to have some responsibility, and you can't just fine the company $5. Okay, we should be fining TikTok $1 billion anytime they are found liable for the death of a child. $1 billion, guys, not a million, not 10 million, $1 billion for every life that trend takes away. I think they had another trend. I think it was like that boat, jump off a boat trend. They should be charged $1 billion there as well, until they get charged so much that they have to go out of business because they are not responsible. Okay, at least, you know, YouTube has a lot of stringent ways on their platform. I don't believe they allow trends like this to go on very, very long. If it happens, if somebody tries to start one, I believe they'll take that video down. Okay, I believe that Google does have a decent platform and is responsible. They want to be a good steward of our society. They have to be. They're such a big multi-trillion-dollar company. They need to be responsible, guys. I just think that TikTok, to be honest, I wish the state of Texas should sue them for $1 billion. And whatever other states have had problems with youth dying, or even adults for that matter, should sue them as well. Just sue the crap out of them and they can go out of business, because we need to have responsible stewards when it comes to capitalism. You know, I know we have a lot of crappy companies out there. Fast food's another one. We can't sue them because we can't really pinpoint the problem of, you know, that garbage food going in people's systems, but it is what it is. You know, we got to figure that out. They need to do better as well. A lot of these corporate conglomerates need to take a step back and realize, guys, you are hurting consumers, whether it's social media, whether it's fast food, whatever it is, okay? That's just frustrating and sad. I just did a video this morning saying that a 10-year-old was subscribed to me, which, again, I'm going to say to this 10-year-old, go out and play, okay? Please, if you can, delete TikTok. Just do me that favor. You know, if that's the one thing you can take away from my channel, is delete TikTok until you're mature enough, I guess, to use it, because it's probably going to be here to stay. Because, you know, the government tried to ban it, but then, of course, Donald Trump, not to get political, Donald Trump said, oh, TikTok's all good. No problem. You know, we got all this fentanyl coming in the country from Mexico. We talk about that, but we don't want to talk about the mental health of this country. We want to keep it around. We want to keep TikTok around to ruin the mental health of the United States and our youth. It is just as dangerous, guys. TikTok and these smartphones are just as dangerous as the fentanyl coming over the Mexican border. I apologize for this rant, for my audience, but I'm going to go with it, okay? I'm going to post this video. It is what it is. Sometimes positive content channels like myself, we got to rant. We got to let our rants out and get fired up and try to make change, man. Try to make change. We got to have better platforms. You know, YouTube's got to do better too. You guys got to stop pushing that garbage content. Just because it's popular doesn't mean you should push it. Honestly, there's a lot of crappy content out there in 2025. People have been commenting on my videos saying, dude, you're right, man. 2025 content sucks. And it's the honest truth. So, you know, I apologize for this rant. I'll try to be better the rest of the week. I know I did 4 videos in a row of smartphones and youth, but I figured, guys, I might as well re-emphasize this fact. If you want your children to have a healthy, safe life in the future, do not allow them to have smartphones or access to these social media platforms, okay? There's a time when they're able to do that, maybe in their 20s, mid-20s, you know, whatever. They have the rest of their life to binge all this garbage content if they so please, okay? They'll have the freedom at 18 to do so. But before that, you don't need them to do that. They do not need access to this stuff. So please, service announcement. End the phones for your kids, end the social media. Don't allow them on their laptops to even use it as well, okay? They're dangerous. They're very impressionable, these young children. And all the comments agree with me for the most part, you know. I would just laugh at someone who believes that, oh, this is good for your kids, because it isn't. So anyway, sorry for the rant, okay? Anyways, you guys let me know too in the comments below if I'm right or wrong about this. Should TikTok board of directors go to jail for 5 years? I believe they should, to be honest. And the parents as well who allowed their kid to do this, it's time to put them to jail too, okay? We cannot be having this problem in our society. Parents need to step their game up and they need to know that this is wrong, okay? So sorry for the rant again. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like the content, like and subscribe. Take a look at my previous video, and everyone have a good day. Later.